The chair? Oh, it's doing good. This is the same old chair. And at any given time, ladies and gentlemen, I could fall to a perilous fate of laying on the floor. Hello and welcome back to another episode of What You Missed News, ladies and gentlemen, the video game news show where I recap what happened to the video game industry this week that might be important to you and the video game industry at large, and you might have missed these stories. So we're gonna be talking about them. If you're wondering why I'm still wearing some winter clothing, even though it's getting into late February here, that's because it just snowed again where I live. Yeah, believe it or not, I swear it was raining the day before and it was 50 degrees. Now it's snowing and there's snow on the ground and it was like 20 degrees. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the perils of living in Northern Ohio. Anyways, let's jump into the next news story. Somebody was able to get modern video games running on one of the weirdest TVs of all time. So this individual's name is my mate Vince. He does kind of interesting things on his YouTube channel. That's where the footage is coming from, ladies and gentlemen. What this is a JVC Spear kind of TV from, I believe he said it was the 1970s. Now, this is interesting because you can't really get these type of TVs to hook into HDMI. You can't get them to hook up into component. I would be extremely surprised if they even had AV, the red, the white, and the yellow cables. Composite? You'd be lucky if you had composite too. That would be the screw with the one wire that goes into the back, kind of a cable. No, I'm pretty sure that these TVs have RF signals. So he had to do a lot of finagling and conversions to get games to work on them, but they do work and they look pretty good, believe it or not. So check into that guy again. Shoutouts to my mate Vince. This was an entertaining video for me to watch. So Smash Bros community is arguing whether or not Bayonetta should be banned. I don't have a lot to say in this because I'm not a pro Smash player, but a lot of people are saying that because a lot of the pros get up into these tournaments and they end up using Bayonetta. Like, most of the characters are Bayonetta at the end of it. And not only does this breed stagnation, it makes it very, very boring to watch because everyone knows what's coming. It's just going to be Bayonetta, Bayonetta, Bayonetta. But there are other pro players who can take down Bayonettas and have no problem doing so. So this does breed an argument on whether or not this character should be banned for the sake of diversity and being able to see more characters than just Bayonetta at the end of the day, or should this character remain because it can be countered and these other players are just really bad and can't figure out how to use another character to counter Bayonetta with. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. You can weigh in on that in the comments below. But speaking of Bayonetta news, Bayonetta 2 has been sold with copies of misprinted download codes for Bayonetta 1. It has been stated and issued that Nintendo of America talked about a small number of those codes being printed incorrectly on their Twitter. And if you're experiencing those issues, you can contact support at nintendo.com, and they apologize for the convenience, but they've also issued a number, 1-800-255-3700. If you need to contact the center to get a download code, you can do that and get that fixed. So if you bought Bayonetta 2 and you don't have Bayonetta 1 as a download code, or it's registering as an error, there you go, that'll fix that, ladies and gentlemen. Despite player decline, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds isn't doomed. No, of course it's not doomed, okay? I mean, there's still people out there who play Halo 3. There's still people out there who play Halo Reach, even though those games are on the decline greatly nowadays. I mean, they're almost 10 years old, 5 to 10 years old at least, And that's not what's being said here. Basically, what they're saying is that because the player base has dropped from 2.5 million to 3 million, all the way down to 1.7 million of concurrent players, a lot of people are freaking out and thinking that this has to do with the game's glitches, the game's issues, cheating, and the loot box systems, which is no questioning. I guarantee you it is definitely going to be a contributing factor to why people don't want to play your game. So if the company Blue Hole does not get their stuff together with PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, it is likely to turn into another game that once blew up and was very popular for a month or two and just fade away. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready for this one. Kentucky governor blames violent video games for shootings. Yes. Guns are not the problem. We have a cultural problem in America. You guys like the voice? I hope you do. So, let me go ahead and give you the lowdown on this. There are video games that, yes, are listed for mature audiences, but kids play them. Everybody knows it, and there's nothing to prevent children from playing them. They celebrate the slaughtering of people. There are some games that literally replicate and give people the ability to score points for doing that very same thing that these students are doing inside of schools, where you get extra points for finishing someone off who's lying there begging for their life. The games that are out there that do that are far and few between. They are very rarely a AAA release. I believe the closest that you can get nowadays to a AAA release, brutal slaughtering game would be something like Manhunt or Grand Theft Auto. But even Grand Theft Auto has a story with it, and you don't score points for finishing off people, for killing people who are laying down. So, yeah, Conway was interviewing him, and he was asking these questions. And he asked him, you know, hey, do you think it's basically because these parents aren't watching their kids and they aren't dealing with their children enough? Or do you think that there needs to be more done on the government regulation side of things? Do you think we need to start banning violent video games? And so, yeah, these are quote-unquote video games, and they are forced down our throats under the guise of protected speech. It's garbage. It's the same as pornography. They desensitize people to the value of human life, to the dignity of women, and the dignity of human decency. Why do we need a video game, for example, that encourages people to kill people? Whether it's lyrics, whether it's a TV show, whether it's movies, I'm asking the producers of these products, these video games, these movies, ask yourselves what the redemptive value, other than shock value, other than that the hope you'll make a couple bucks off it. At what price? At what price? At what price? At what price? Here, let me... Oh my God. The ignorance is amazing. Matt Bevan. Matt Bevan, how you doing there, buddy? Let me explain to you, okay? See, your argument here is literally the same exact argument that the pilgrims had, the purists, the people who said that if you paint a naked body, you are sinning and you are going to burn in hell, okay? That's ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Art is art. Art is to be protected under what you consider to be the guise of the freedom of speech. This is not garbage. This is art. This is art. You need to understand what art is before you open your mouth. Okay? I can't believe you've been through college enough to become a governor, to become a legislator, to become a lawmaker, and you still do not understand the definition of art. Okay? My God. You might not like this. Okay? This might be a little bit offensive to your beautiful eye palette there. Okay? This is art. That's art. You're gonna have to deal with that. That's protected under the freedom of speech. This also might be a little bit offensive to your eyeballs, your virgin eyes. This is art. Do you really think I want to see some of the games get produced? I don't. But you seriously sit here and you say this stuff and act like you have no idea how freedom of speech even really works. This is freedom of speech, freedom of expression. They have the ability to make this stuff without being imprisoned, without fear of reproach or repercussion against them through government entities. You're a government entity! This just reeks of ignorance, ladies and gentlemen. And everyone who voted you into office should very clearly vote you out of office because you don't understand freedom of expression and you don't understand freedom of speech either. They go hand in hand, buddy. You get freedom of expression, freedom of speech, whether you like it or not. You don't get the stuff that you only like. You get all of it. And it's sad that a veteran has to tell you that. So that'll do it for this episode of What You Missed News, ladies and gentlemen. If you do think that video games should be protected under the Freedom of Speech and Freedom of Expressions Acts, please leave me a big thumbs up. If you don't agree and you think certain freedoms should be censored, leave me a dislike and tell me down in the comment section below why. I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thank you for taking the time out to watch this video.